In the world of crime, where shadows danced with the light of moonlit nights, and where whispers in the wind spoke of fortune and daring exploits, there was one name that commanded both fear and admiration: the Pink Panther Gang. Their reputation as the most sophisticated and elusive jewel thieves on the planet was forged over decades of audacious heists. The story of the Pink Panther Gang began in the heart of Europe, where intrigue and luxury interwove in the glittering ballrooms of Monaco and the high-stakes casinos of Monte Carlo. It was there that Victor The Fox Lemaire, a former art curator turned criminal mastermind, first caught wind of a unique opportunity. Victor's background had been ordinary at first, a promising young scholar from a family of jewelers in Antwerp. But ambition had driven him far beyond the boundaries of his humble beginnings. His fascination with valuable objects had morphed into a brilliant obsession. When he discovered the existence of a diamond so exquisite that it seemed almost mythical, his life took a turn that would change the course of history. The diamond was called Panthère, a pale pink gem of unrivaled beauty, rumored to carry an aura of power. Victor's first step was assembling a crew whose skills complemented each other like the pieces of a fine watch. He needed a hacker, a master of disguise, a logistics expert, and a duo of acrobatic thieves. Each member brought unique talents to the team. Victor's first recruit was Maria the Chameleon Reyes, a Mexican illusionist known for vanishing from under the watchful eyes of elite security guards. With her background in street performance, she could blend in seamlessly at any gala or masquerade ball. Next came Arjun Patel, a tech prodigy from India who had been hacking since he was 12. By his 20s, Arjun was a genius with a reputation that could bring the most sophisticated networks to their knees, coding programs to disable complex security systems. For logistics, Victor brought on Jonathan, the engineer Blanchard, a Frenchman with a mind as sharp as a blade. Jonathan had a knack for orchestrating complex operations, managing everything from transport to timing with precision. The twin acrobats, Lina and Luca Moretti, were born into a family of circus performers in Italy. With their athletic builds and dazzling synchronization, they could climb, jump, and contort their bodies in ways that seemed impossible, skilled in navigating laser grids. The Pink Panther Gang's first major heist took place in Monte Carlo, at the Gala of the Diamond Horizon. The centerpiece was La Panthère, displayed in a glass case at the center of the ballroom, surrounded by a sea of glittering gowns and tuxedos. Victor's plan was brilliant. Maria posed as a celebrity heiress, charming her way into the heart of the event. Arjun hacked into the venue's mainframe, causing a temporary blackout. Lina and Luca navigated the laser grid, their movements as fluid as water. Jonathan coordinated from a nearby rooftop, communicating through tiny earpieces. The gang's timing was impeccable. The room was full of guests too engrossed in their conversations to notice anything amiss. The heist culminated with Maria slipping the diamond into her clutch. The gang vanished into the night, with the stolen gem already half a world away by the time the authorities arrived. The Pink Panther Gang's success in Monte Carlo sent shockwaves through the world of high-end crime. Their methods were flawless and their audacity unmatched. With notoriety came danger. Other criminal syndicates, motivated by jealousy and ambition, began to take notice. An organization known as the Obsidian Syndicate sought to unseat the Pink Panthers as the kings and queens of jewel thievery. Led by the ruthless Magnus Voss, the Obsidian Syndicate had resources that rivaled even those of governments. Magnus had one goal: to capture the Pink Panther Gang and reclaim La Panthère for himself. Rumors swirled that he had a secret weapon. Victor's mind raced as he plotted the next heist. It was not just about stealing more diamonds anymore. It was about staying one step ahead of an enemy whose power was growing by the day. The gang moved quickly, shifting bases from Monte Carlo to Dubai. From Dubai, they made their way to Hong Kong, where under the neon lights of the city, they would plan their next moves. Magnus Voss's agents, known as the Shadows, were everywhere, always a step behind, always watching. In Hong Kong, Arjun discovered a new type of tracking device embedded in high-end jewelry. He connected his laptop to the underground network and accessed the dark web, where whispers of an international arms dealer named the Mongoose could be found. Armed with this new information, Victor decided to host a false auction for a fake diamond, luring Magnus into a trap. The event was an elaborate charade set in an abandoned theater in the heart of Paris. Lena and Luca set up a network of hidden cameras, while Maria acted as the auctioneer. When Magnus and his operatives arrived, expecting a simple heist, they walked into a carefully laid trap. The battle between the Pink Panthers and the Obsidian Syndicate had begun. The climax of the battle came when Magnus Voss, faced with defeat, threatened to detonate a bomb embedded in the diamond, setting off a chain reaction that would cause a devastating explosion across Europe. Victor Lemaire stood in the dim light of the abandoned Parisian theater, the air thick with tension. Magnus Voss stood at the far end of the stage, his eyes locked onto Victor's, a smile that spoke of danger playing on his lips. Arjun's voice crackled in Victor's earpiece, urgent and quick. "Victor, the bomb is real, but there's a way to stop it. I need 5 more minutes." Victor glanced at the clock that stood as a centerpiece on the stage. Maria Reyes, the chameleon, stood poised behind a velvet curtain, her eyes scanning the room. She knew she only had one chance. The lights flickered as Arjun's voice continued to echo in her ear, coding a pattern that would disable the device. Magnus's eyes narrowed as he looked out across the room, catching sight of Maria in the shadows. "I knew it, Victor. You sent her in as a distraction," Magnus taunted, his voice a harsh whisper. Before Magnus could respond, the room erupted in movement. The Moretti twins leapt from the shadows, their bodies contorting midair as they flanked Magnus from both sides. He had underestimated them, and it cost him his balance. The diamond slipped from Magnus's fingers, but instead of falling, it was caught midair by Maria, who appeared from the darkness like a ghost. "Nice catch," Victor called, a hint of humor in his voice. Arjun's voice crackled through their earpieces. "Victor, it's deactivated. The countdown has stopped." Victor's eyes widened with relief. He turned to Magnus, who now looked bewildered, every ounce of his confidence crumbling. The police stormed into the theater moments after the countdown ceased, sirens blaring and flashlights dancing over the stunned faces of Magnus's operatives. The news of the Pink Panther Gang's daring move spread like wildfire. Magnus Voss and his syndicate were captured, and their grip on the underworld began to disintegrate. Victor stood at the center of the chaos, the cool night air filling his lungs as the Pink Panther Gang celebrated their victory. Please like and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new.